Okay, we moved the party inside.
Council, so just say a good hello for us.
Welcome to the neighborhood. My girlfriends and I, we got together and did a brick and build bash
Right here.
right here, and we painted it in an afternoon, right?
Yeah.
The entire house. And so it was a lot of fun. Again, thank you. We're looking forward to you living and hitting. The mayor wishes he was here, but he had another obligation, so. Job well done, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. How are you?
Take care. Senator David Sony's came here, so that's great. All right, well, we're all masked up, so as safe as we can be here. Does everybody feel comfortable with this? If you don't, you can even stand outside close to a window or...
I'd feel more comfortable if you had Thomasoni stay outside.
More comfortable than outside? Probably not wrong. You're just fine there, Senator. That's great. All right, well, we're going to get started, and this is actually a very special time. Our partner families, Jennifer and Chris and Sam, where's Sam? There's Sam, have patiently worked with us and all of our volunteers through the whole 2020 pandemic, as these houses were actually shut down for a good 3 or 4 months because of the pandemic, and then we started them up again this June. So they have done a great job in partnering with us through this process, and we're finally to a point where we're ready to dedicate the homes, and basically we just got some paperwork left to do so that we can get our closings done and families can start moving in soon. So with that being said, you know, one of the things that keeps us going in the right direction and provides the leadership for our organization to thrive in our communities comes from a great volunteer board of directors. And we have got several of our board of directors with us here. I'm looking through foggy glasses, but we have Caroline Owens, Doug Gettle, who's actually a founding board member, and our board president. We've got Rose Barker, and Joy Sundquist.
I'm getting there.
Are all here from our board.
There she is.
And we definitely thank them for the weekly, monthly care, daily care that they provide for the work that we do at Habitat for Humanity. So with that being said, Doug, I'd like for you, if you'd like to say a couple words on behalf of the board as we dedicate these 2 homes.
Well, welcome again on behalf of the board of directors. And this is like, we're approaching 100, right?
We're getting real close.
To houses that we have not totally built, but we a few houses where a family has moved out and we put a new family in, but almost 100 families served since we started almost 25 years ago. So I think the impact that that's made on just this part of North St. Louis County, and you know, it's just by doing it one family at a time. And we definitely need volunteers. We're always looking for people to help pound nails, cook, pray, and do other behind-the-scenes things. I think for every hour of nail pounding and painting, there's probably somebody pushing a pencil for almost the same amount of time. So we do need help, you know, with our board and serving on some of our committees as well. And I'm really proud, Joy Sundquist, she is a Habitat homeowner. We built your house, started in what, 2002?
2000.
2000, okay.
Moved in and we went.
Behind you. And she now is she's paid off her mortgage, and she is now serving on our board of directors, so we're really proud of Joy. And her husband Bob, too. You came along later.
Full package deal, yeah.
Is that Jackie?
It is.
Yeah, it's like, with the hat and glasses, nothing besides the mask.
Right.
And Jackie Prescott, the director of our Pitting HRA, is also on our board. Thank you for that service as well. And you know what, as I drove up here, I'm gonna try not to get too emotional, but as I drove up here to this site with two beautiful homes, I have driven up to countless home groundbreakings and home dedications in the Hibbing and Chisholm area, and one of the things that is always there when I drive up, and I'm usually one of the first people, but someone has always beaten me to these events, and that is Harold Wentland. And those of you who know Harold know him as the best construction supervisor that we have ever had. And also, maybe a lot of people don't know, but he also did a stint on our board as well. And you all know that Harold passed away this last winter, and so we are definitely missing him. He is an icon. But I think he's here with us in spirit as well. And you know, the one thing that as I think of Harold and his tremendous dedication to the community, to Habitat for sure, but Habitat wasn't the only community that he volunteered for. He volunteered for many organizations. And one of the things that I take from that is I live my life, I tend to live my life in looking to other people who have provided great examples for me to follow. You know, I can't help but add Harold to that list for me, and I can only hope that I could live a life and do the kind of volunteering and community involvement that Harold so well modeled to us in our community. So, you know, just a little brief moment of silence. I think that this would be a great time to just honor his service to all of us and to our community, to the many, many families who now are living in simple, decent, affordable homes, and the many families who will also get the chance to build homes through his legacy that he has helped leave us. So, a little moment of silence. Thank you for honoring Harold in this way. And I think the other way to continue honoring him is by following that great example, right, in our community. The one thing that I would say is we gather here together and just look at the legacy of Habitat and what makes Habitat work. There's several things that I'm going to point out. One of the last things that we'll see is one of the things that makes Habitat work is great partner families, and I'm going to save them to last. So, I always eat my cookie first before I eat the meal. So, but no, we're going to save our partner families to last. It really is helpful when we have a government, a city, a county that is really looking to benefit Habitat in helping us do the work that we do of affordable housing. And you guys saw Jennifer Hoffman was here representing the city of Hibbing, and she also handed the baton over to Mike Jegovich, who is here as a county commissioner. Mike, we love our partnership with you all in the city and the county. Would you like to just say a couple of words?
Sure. Thank you. I really appreciate everybody coming out. For St. Louis County, this is such a big deal for us, and it's not just about constructions of homes, beautiful homes, well-built homes, homes that are going to be here for years and years, but it's about families, and it's about keeping kids in areas that need them for school districts, and they need those school districts because they get quality education right here on the range, and we see far too often people leave because they don't have housing, they can't find work. This is an opportunity for us to keep people right here, increase tax base, and put people, again, in these beautifully built homes that are so economical. What is it to heat one of these? It's just, I wish my heating bill
An average of about $65 a month for the heat.
That's just unbelievable for a home to be heated. It's affordable. All the sweat equity that's put into this is truly, truly a blessing. We appreciate each and every family and each and every member of the board, and of course, everyone that comes to volunteer. So on behalf of St. Louis County, thank you so much. We couldn't do this without you. We're always going to be here to help out any way we can. And again, Jennifer had to leave. The mayor couldn't make it, but they feel very strongly about the program and support it completely.
Thank you, Mike. Another one of the things that's very important to notice is we get support from our governmental authorities all the way from the state of Minnesota as well. Minnesota Housing Finance Agency, through the funding that they get through the state, are also involved in helping us with some of the funding that it takes for us to be able to build these homes. And I'm really pleased to have Senator David Tomassoni with us here today. And Senator David, it is so nice to be able to recognize that the state of Minnesota thinks that affordable housing in our local communities is so important that they are investing in that through some of the funding that they, and I know funding is hard to come by. So when you see state of Minnesota investing in projects such as this, it really does mean a lot, and it goes a big way into what we can do. So,
the state of Minnesota better fund these kind of things, because this is the kind of stuff that we need to do. Before I get started, though, can we give Nathan and all the board a great big round of applause? This corner used to be a great corner for signs when we were running for and I've been driving by it now for about a year, wondering when these homes are going to be done. And so this COVID has, had an effect on absolutely everything that's going on. And I'm very, very happy to give up my sign location for a couple of nice houses for a couple of families that really need the housing. And how many do we have in Gideon? Because I know it's just a ton.
I think we've hit the 30 mark.
And it's the neatest thing in the world that how many? Is it 30?
30 plus, yeah.
It's just the neatest thing in the world to watch. You can go up and watch the volunteers do all the work, and then the sweat equity within the families, so they know that it's their house, and the promise of having a home to live in for a family that needs a place to bring up a family. I mean, that shirt is absolutely outstanding. 100% cute. Not only is the family cute, but these houses are 100% cute. And they represent success. And it's really, really neat to be able to be a part of it. And I, for one, will guarantee that I will always work hard with the Housing Finance Agency to make sure that the money is there for affordable housing. And just congratulations to the two families and their new investment and their new home. So thank you for having me here today also.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Just to show you our 100% cute kid.
You know, it's not every day that you get to have a state senator
There she
doing something with you, and that should tell you something about one, our state senator, and two, the commitment to affordable housing in our community. So thank you so much. You know, when you talk about the volunteers, and thank you so much for doing that, Senator. Volunteers really is the lifeblood of Habitat. Without volunteers, we're not able to do what we are doing. And you know, the fact that the pandemic came, obviously some challenges there. We had to shut down for a while because we want to keep our volunteers safe. We're all wearing masks right now to keep each other safe. But you know, that was just a good reminder for me personally, and I think for all of us, that you know, our volunteers are such a precious commodity. And they are the ones that have the boots on the ground, the hands on the hammers, and are able to move these projects forward, to build with our families, to provide affordable homes. So a great shout out to all of the volunteers in our community, everybody who was involved, who swung a hammer, grabbed the paintbrush, a shovel, a spatula, because we have some great volunteers that do meals for the volunteers in our community. And also, just another shout out to a very, very long time couple that has volunteered for Habitat. I think almost from the beginning, Sue and Ozzy Shuck. So thank you guys for lifelong contributions. So you guys have probably, there's nothing like preaching to the choir,
Sue.
but I like to preach to the choir. I'll try to keep it short though. 3 things about Habitat for Humanity that, the elevator speech that you guys should be able to tell others in our community about Habitat. Countless times as partner families, you guys have probably gotten the comments like, oh, you guys are so lucky you're getting the free house. Habitat for Humanity is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for a family in need. It is not a handout, it is what we call a hand up into affordable housing. And so when we select our partner families, there's 3 things that we look for, and they're pretty obvious once I state them, but it's always nice for you to just be able to have that first in your mind. One is need for housing, so that's pretty obvious, right? We're going to help somebody build a house. Why? Because they need a simple, decent, affordable place to live. And we believe at Habitat, we have this great vision of a world where everyone has a decent place to live. It's like, Nathan, that's a pretty big vision. It's like you got you must have binoculars on. You can see so far. A vision of a world where everyone has a decent place to live. How do we reach that? We don't reach it by my efforts alone, by your efforts alone. We reach it by getting everybody together to build homes, communities, and hope. And we build Habitat homes, but we also advocate in our community for affordable homes in general. We help in all of the different ways as we work together for that common goal that everybody should be able to have a decent place to call home. As we select our partner families, those 3 criteria, one is they have a need for housing, but the second one is important as well. As we are getting ready to complete these homes, I talked about in a couple of weeks the paperwork's going to get done and we're going to have a Habitat closing. So we're going to take our builder's hat off and we're going to put our banker's hat on, and we're going to have a closing where our families are going to buy the house from us with an affordable Habitat mortgage. So we look to see when we select a family that they can have a stable income that can afford that payment. It's a very modest payment. It is affordable. We take a lot of pride in that. But the family is also partnering with us in the sense that they need to have that stable income to be able to pay on that mortgage. And Nathan, what do you do with those mortgage payments? Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. So we take those mortgage payments and we put them to help the next family build the next affordable house. The more homes we build, the more capacity we build as an organization to build more homes. It's called the Fund for Humanity. So I always love to tell our partner families, as you get ready to sign on the dotted line for your mortgage, you're going to make monthly payments. But how good does it feel that you are buying a house and your monthly payments, not only are building equity in your property, but they're helping somebody else into a simple, decent, affordable home. So we look to see that a family has a stable income, has what we call responsible credit, that they can partner with us and make those payments to help themselves and help other people. Then the third thing we look at is our family's willingness to provide sweat equity in the process of partnering with us to build a house. So I can attest, and so can a lot of people in this room, of the blood, sweat, and tears and laughs that Sam and Jennifer and Chris have put in, working hard, right shoulder to shoulder with you guys and other people in our community to build their home. That is part of that Habitat model. So can you guys say maybe you learned a little bit through that process as you did all kinds of things maybe you thought you never would have done? But I'd like to definitely remind people that we did not build a house for you. We built a house with you. And that is a big, big difference. So those are three things: need for housing, willingness to partner, and their ability to pay on our affordable mortgage. And with that being said, we do have one project that is starting yet this fall that we are looking for a family to partner with us on that family. So if you know somebody, now's an excellent time to get the word out. In fact, I was talking to Jeff, one of our homeowners here in Hibbing. Thank you, Jeff. He was mentioning how about 2 years ago or so, you were moving into your house.
Right.
And you happened to see your good friend Chris at the gas station. And what? You struck up a conversation. It's like, Chris, how you doing? Oh, fine. How are you doing, Jeff? I'm doing well too. and Jeff is like, we're moving into our new home. And Chris is like, wow, that sounds like really cool. My home isn't so good. And so Jeff told Chris about Habitat for Humanity. And now we're going to go walk over real quickly and do the last piece of dedication with you guys over there too. But how special is that a good friend is now standing in a house that he helped facilitate by giving his good friend that information.
And I think you guys came over that night.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you gotta come over and at least see what the house looks like. Yep.
So
And here we are.
take that. So you must have like this good feeling about that today.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
definitely.
every day. And so that's like, okay, who do you know, everybody? Because you can have that same good feeling next year this time. Let's get the word out. The other thing about Habitat for Humanity is we are an ecumenical Christian housing ministry. That defines who we are and why we do what we do, why we partner with everybody in the community, churches, businesses, organizations. We bring them together to help a family in need of an affordable house. So our Christian foundation defines who we are, why we do what we do, but we are more than happy to partner with anybody who's willing to pick up a hammer to help their neighbor. I mean, that's what we are about. But as such, we have the great opportunity, especially when we do a groundbreaking and then we get to a dedication. We're standing in this wonderful home. We feel that God has shined His blessing upon us and helped us to get this built. With volunteers, donated land, donated money. It's like, how does all that come together, Nathan? And it's like, it comes together because of a great community, and in my opinion, because someone bigger than ourselves is helping us do that, and that is God as well. But we have Jay Oakson in here with us today, who's a minister and also a neighbor of you guys, because he has a Habitat house like 4 or 5 houses that way. And so, Jay, we've asked if you would provide a blessing for us here this afternoon.
First off, I want to say welcome to the neighborhood. Good place to live. So with that, thank you, Jesus. Lord, we just thank you for these families. We thank you for these houses. Lord, we thank you that you will just bless these families and these houses, Lord, and that you will help them to just grow and thrive in this neighborhood, Lord, to improve this neighborhood. And we just thank you that you've done wonderful things for Habitat, Lord, and we just ask that you continue to further that mission of Habitat, Lord, to just continue to impact our communities. Thank you for that. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jay.
And then, Marty, did we grab the hammers that were on the ground? Jay?
Yes.
I think we got 2 hammers that are laying right there. And then, Jeff, you know how to operate one of these things?
I think so.
And you take a picture and Doug, take that. And we are going to take a picture with Sam and her family.
Sam, do you want to go that way?
There you go.
Can you find him?
There you go.
Oh, I did it again. You know how to do that?
Oh, here, let me,
This is Sam and her 2 daughters.
so don't hit these buttons, you just need to hit that button right there. The one on the
I can take one of them. Thank you.
Okay. You got that. We're gonna have you guys help me hold the sign right there. You wanna help it? Oh, there you go. Doug, do you wanna come over here as well? So one of the things that we do is we give our partner family a hammer to represent all of the tools, all of the hands that went onto tools to help build this house with you. And then a Bible, recognizing our Christian background, our roots, and it's a great tool to continue building a family with as well. So I am going to hand these to you, Sam. Great picture opportunity there.
This way.
Smiles.
Bible.
Okay. And then Sam, you probably have a couple of thoughts that you would like to share with us as well.
Yep, and I left it at my house. Just want to say thank you for everybody that's been involved, and I'm really excited to be here. And gonna cry.
It's okay, it's okay. You're doing fine, Sam.
I'm looking forward to it.
I think that's great. That reminds me of one of the first times you and I had the chance to visit, and we were doing a mock interview, and I was like, Sam, what are you looking forward to in your new home? This was like right after you'd been selected. And you started to speak, and then you're like, I can't say anything.
I'm not good at this.
I know. Yeah, I remember what you said that day. Is like you were looking forward to just something as simple as being able to have a home where you could have a kitchen table that your girls could sit at. To be able to have breakfast and do homework and have that time as a family together. And I think that together we've achieved that. So thank you so much for all of your work, and I am sure that we're expressing it in tears rather than words, which is just fine and just as effective, sometimes more, of the gratitude that you have towards the partnership and the community, everything that went involved in doing this. Thank you, girls, so much. So we're going to then move over just quickly, and we're going to have Jay offer a blessing, and we'll hear from Chris and Jennifer in their home. So let's walk over there. Somebody got the other hammer.
Okay, we're gonna pause so I can walk over to the other house.
Next door.